After a crazy Sunday, I thought, let's sit down and talk about where the Dolphins are standing in the playoffs. What is up, Finn fans? Big Sunday. Now, some teams won that we wanted to. Some teams won that we wanted to lose, and some teams lost that we wanted to lose. But we're gonna break it down. I'm gonna go into essentially where the Dolphins are at in the playoff picture, where the rest of the AFC is at in the playoff picture, and I'm gonna kind of predict where it's gonna look like for the next. How many games we got left? 6 games. This might be a weekly thing where I kind of update it and see where we're at and all that stuff. So I don't know what to name this, but I'm obviously probably do this a weekly thing. And yes, I have a bunch of packages here, and I have a big package. Pause. It's literally sitting right here. It's a big box, and I'm gonna open that at the end of the video. So if you want to know, hey Doug, what'd you get? It's at the end of the video. You should check it out. But real quick, I want to give you guys an update. This came on the 25th, which was Saturday, from Barry Jackson. And it says, Dolphins have some interest in former Eagles first-rounder Derek Barnett, per league source. He's available now in free agency, has 21.5 sacks, 37 tackles for a loss in 7 seasons, can play outside linebacker in a 3-4, around Fangio with Eagles in 2022 before season ended in opener with ACL. So again, we lost Jalen Phillips on Friday to a torn Achilles, and I think that same day or the next day they cut Derek Barnett. So that's a possibility. Also, there was rumors of Akeem Hicks, who I wanted, but it seems like as soon as Phillips went down, that went out the window. But even back on the 15th of November, Vic Fangio came out and said that they looked at it, but it never gained any momentum. So that's something that is just going to go by the wayside. So real quick, what we're going to do, because I gave you that update. Real quick, what we're going to do is we're going to look at essentially, and I'm recording this Sunday night, what happened this week. Real quick, we're just going to breeze through it, talk about this, and that. And I'm going to look at the playoff standing, and then we're going to look at the percentages, and then we're going to kind of look at what could happen in the next 6 days that could either benefit or hurt the Miami Dolphins. So we're looking at the this is this week. That Monday still has to pan out. This one I'm picking the Vikings, but this has to pan out. So on Thursday, nothing. It was all NFC teams. Didn't affect us. We obviously beat the brakes off of the Jets. And then you're looking at Sunday. Cincinnati losing to Pittsburgh. I don't know if that really mattered here. The New England Patriots losing to the Giants. That didn't matter, but I think it's absolutely hilarious that the Giants missed that field goal. That's all I'm going to say. Jacksonville actually beating Houston kind of hurt the Dolphins because, and you'll see in a second, they have a tiebreaker on the Dolphins for strength of victory. And we'll talk about that. Kansas City beating the Raiders. At one point, it was like 14-3. I was like, oh, look at this. And then Kansas City was like, all right, we're going to stop messing around. And they beat them. That, obviously, they have the tiebreaker over us. Buffalo. What a game, Buffalo. Oh, my goodness. Josh Allen is 0-7 now in overtime games. Friggin' Philly's kicker makes a 59-yarder. And then they march down the field. The Bills kick a field goal, and then it was just over. The Buffalo Bills this was game of the year possibly, and of course Buffalo loses their game of the year. But I will say this: there were some calls like the non-horse collar, not the non-hold, that obviously went Philly's way because it's Philly. And then the Sunday night game, the Ravens beat the Chargers. The Chargers had so many opportunities to win that game, and it wasn't on their defense. You see the 20 points there. That last 7 came with like a minute or two left. they held them to 13 for a good 90% of the game. That loss is not on the defense; it's on the offense. Justin Herbert eventually got him down the field for the one touchdown, but that offense needed to do better. But yeah, so the Ravens winning and the Chiefs winning hurt, and the Jaguars winning hurt. And you ask why? Because this is what it looks like. Wins tiebreaker over Miami based on strength of victory. Strength of victory. So they have a higher strength of victory than the Miami Dolphins. And essentially, I don't know if they'll show what the strength of victory is. Strength of victory. Yeah, they don't show it. But they have a higher strength of victory by a lot. Like, a lot. Most of these teams have a higher strength of victory than the Miami Dolphins. And then they have the tiebreaker over the both of us because the Chiefs beat the both of us. And then the Ravens just have the 9. But they're going out of bye. But they have the 9-3. So this is what the playoff standings look like if the season ended right now. Again, all AFC teams have played. The NFC teams that are left to play are the Vikings and the Bears, so I can talk about it. And the Colts being the 7th seed is crazy. Denver being above Buffalo, absolutely crazy to me. Houston being on the outside looking in. But the craziness is you got three AFC North teams, 2 AFC South teams, 1 AFC West, and 1 AFC East. We all thought that the AFC East was going to be such a good division, that 3 of us were going to get in there. You got 2 of them down at the bottom, which is crazy to me. But this is the way it stands right now. So if the playoffs were to start next weekend, the Miami Dolphins would be facing the Pittsburgh Steelers at home. And I'm okay with that. This Pittsburgh's offense is hot garbage. So I'm okay with that. So essentially it would be Kansas City versus Indy. It would be Jaguars versus Browns. It would be the Dolphins versus Steelers. And these 3 teams at home and these 3 away. So that's where we're sitting at right now when it comes to the playoff standings. Then percentages. You see here, the Miami Dolphins have a 99% chance of making the playoffs. The fact that the Ravens don't have a 99% chance, it's a 98%, which is still a good possibility, is weird to me. But if you see here, they're not making the playoffs, 15% to make the playoffs. And then it looks like these are the divisions that are going to have multiple teams making the playoffs. You have the Broncos sitting here at 34%, but like that's crazy to me. Absolutely crazy to me. We have a 97% chance to win the playoffs. I will talk about that in 2 seconds when I show you kind of picking and all that good stuff. It's the highest as of... No, Chiefs 99. They're going to win their division. They got a 2-game over, and they're just playing really well. And then Super Bowl bound, the Chiefs took over that. And then Chiefs have the better chance of getting a first-round bye. Same with the Jaguars after winning today. So that is percentage-wise, right? The Dolphins have a very good chance of making the playoffs and a very good chance of winning the AFC East. Now we're looking at this. Here's my update. And so again, the Vikings are going to win that. If you want to know what site this is just Playoff Predictor. So I'm thinking of doing this every week, and you can comment below and let me know if you want me to kind of update it every week. So we'll go into next week. The Buffalo Bills have a bye week. So again, right now you can see by looking at it that this is what the playoff standings look like. So if I take an educated guess, and again, I'm going to do the rest of the season, but it can change. So you might be like, you're giving up your picks and yada, yada. It could change from week to week. Right now, this game, the Chargers have a good offense, and they have no offense. So I'm picking the Chargers to win this one. This one, the Colts are playing really well. The Titans aren't. I'm going with the Colts in this one. Texans play different at home. Jaguars are better, and if Joe Burrow was here, I'd pick them, but they're not. Dolphins, for poops and giggles, I'm picking the Dolphins to win all the games to see where we would end up. Okay? So just pump the brakes. If you're like, you think the blah, 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 I'm just picking us to win all the games to see where we'd end up. I think the Steelers could win this one. I actually think the Jets will beat the Falcons, but this would be an interesting game here. I think the Browns will beat the Rams. Actually, you know what? I think the Rams will win this one. They got to go to the West Coast. They got a banged up team, and I think that will happen there. So after that week, you can see that the Miami Dolphins would be sitting at 3. If there's a 4-way tie at 9-3, the Miami Dolphins would have the number 3 seed. The Ravens would have 4, Jaguars 2, and Chiefs 1 because they have the tiebreaker over both these teams. Then we go into this week. We'll go with the Steelers. They're home. I will go with the Browns here. I like their defense, and they're home. I'm going to go with the Houston Texans here. I'll actually go with Cincinnati here. I will go with Kansas City here, and I'll go Denver here. Again, Miami's winning for me, and that. Again, this is just off the top of my dome to give you guys an idea of what I'm seeing. So if it falls that way, look at where Miami is right now. If we have a 3-way tie at 10-3. Miami is, and it's because conference. Dolphins would be 7-2, 6-3, and that's why they have the tiebreaker over them. Number 2 seed, which is just interesting if you ask me. But again, it could switch if they win. Then it goes back to the way it was. But if the Browns win, it kind of flips it on its head. Then we go to the following week, Buffalo. This is where it can get very interesting. Right? And I want to show you. This is where I want to show you. Because right now, I'm just going to pick the Buffalo game and the Miami game. Miami beats the Jets. Say Buffalo beats the Cowboys. If we look at the division, the Miami Dolphins would be 11-3, and the Buffalo Bills would be 7-7. So say that they just lose to the Chiefs and they beat the Cowboys, and the Dolphins win the next 3 games. The worst the Dolphins can do is 11-6, and the best that the Bills can do is 10-7, which means at this point, if the Buffalo Bills lose one of the next 2 games that they play, and the Miami Dolphins win the next 3 games, before the Christmas Eve game, the Miami Dolphins would have clinched the AFC East. Absolutely nuts. I kept telling you that they need to lose 3 or the Bills, yada, yada. No. Now, after losing to the Eagles, they just need to lose one of the next 2 if Miami can win the next 3. And the Dolphins will have clinched the AFC East before the final 3 games. Absolutely crazy. Because look, like I said, minimum 11-6. So, again, we'll go and we'll have them both win their next games, right? Then we get to the last game. Say Buffalo beats Miami. It don't matter. It don't matter. 13-4, 10-7. It doesn't matter. The Miami Dolphins will have clinched the AFC East, which is crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. So that's kind of where the Dolphins are sitting at division-wise. But when you look at playoff seeding-wise, that's where things will get a little bit different, right? So say Miami wins all of their games going into that final week. If I go back and try to make it realistic, like I said, I can see the Chargers, see the Colts, see the Texans, see the Jaguars, Steelers. I can see the Jets winning this one. I can see the Rams winning this one, West Coast team, blah, blah, blah. Then we go here, see the Steelers here. I can see the Browns here, Texans, Colts, Chiefs. I'm going to go Broncos here. I really like the way the Broncos defense is playing. Bomb. Doing it real quick. Again, it's just I'm not putting too much thought into it. Raiders played really well against the Chiefs so far. I like the Steelers defense. Raiders, I think, are better than the Texans. Ravens are really good. Chiefs. Do these really matter? This one does. I'll go with, I think the Cowboys will win that game. Don't be surprised with this one. I like the Lions in this one. And Browns. Here, final week. This already happened, and the Steelers already won that one, so I'm going to go back with that. With them losing Joe Burrow, I think it really ruined their season. I think Bills beat the Chargers. I think they're home. They just play different at home. I don't know what it is. Home as well. Home. I'm going to go with the Jets in this one. Again, I'm just off the top of my dome. It doesn't really matter. Boom, boom, boom. Dolphins are going to win it all. I actually think the 49ers are going to win this one. That's what I honestly think. And again, I'm doing it so that the Dolphins Not saying that they're going to win the all, but again, I'm just doing it as if. But look at this. If the Steelers do somehow like pull off some of these wins, like they beat the Bengals like they already have, they beat the Colts like they really can, and they beat the Patriots like they really can, it could be a very big possibility that if the Ravens lose to the 49ers, the Steelers can be the number 3 seed, which is craziness. Absolutely craziness. I think the Browns here. I think the Colts here. Again, I'm making it so the Dolphins win the rest. Buffalo, this one. We'll go Broncos here. Have Broncos going on a little bit of a tear. Jaguars, and I go with Seattle. I like them. And then final week, again, Miami going to win it all. I'm going to have the Jets finally beat the Patriots. I'll have this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. So, if the Dolphins win the rest of their games, they'd have the number 2 seed in this situation. They'd have a tie with the Chiefs. You got to win that game. You should have won the game where you had the bad snap, where you're on there 31 and 4 straight passes. You didn't do anything in the first half offensively. You should have won that game. The fumble, all that stuff. But this is where, if they did win that game, if I could go all the way back to, what was it? Was it week 10? No, we had a bye week 10. This one. And the Dolphins win that game. World of a difference. But they didn't. They didn't win that game. So, and then I can even go to playoffs. Like, I see the Dolphins beating the Steelers. I would see the Ravens winning this one. This would be a great game. I think the Jaguars take that one. Scary. Hosting, though. We're hosting the Ravens. Scary. But again, it's going too far. I'm just trying to give you guys an idea. But say that they lose to the Ravens, which is a very big possibility, number 3 seed. Or say that they lose to the Cowboys, they'd still be the number 3 seed in that situation. So again, if they play the way they should, and they beat the teams they should, which is Washington, Tennessee, and the Jets, and Buffalo loses either to the Chiefs or the Cowboys, the Dolphins clinch the division. And then at that point, it's playing for seed. Again, you beat the Cowboys, you beat the Ravens, you're the number 2 seed. You lose to one or the other, then you need to root for. So say we lose to but they already lost. So then at this point, we would want the Steelers to win if we lost to the Ravens. Because then we see what I'm saying? But I'm going to make more of these videos as the season goes on and as we get closer to the end of the season. But I just wanted to give you guys an understanding and an idea of where the Dolphins are sitting right now when it comes to after week 12. And we're in a very good position. A very good position. The Dolphins need to control their destiny 1,000%, and they need to play it smart. Can't have a fumble, can't have a December collapse like we have so many times. I've already talked about that. Comment below, let me know what you guys think. Again, I'm not saying any of this is going to happen. I'm not predicting any of this is going to happen. Do I think the people who are going to comment, Doug, I can't believe you'd predict all that stuff is going to happen. Do you really think they're going to win the next 6 straight? You're delusional. Probably he's not even at this part in the video listening to me saying no. But there's that. But comment below, and I'm going to open these packages, which is kind of a comment of the day. I'm going to open the big one last, and I'm telling you, the sucker's huge. It's a big box. But we're going to open these little ones. This one is from Michael Murphy. What did Michael Murphy send me? Oh. Hey, Doug, there's a little something to fidget with in case we have any more nervous games later, Murph. This is awesome. Holy crap. Dude. Oh my God, is there anything else in here? This is awesome. It's a fidget spinner with my logo on it. Then on the back, it says Doug, and it has pennies. Dude. I love it. That's so cool. Thanks, Mike. That is awesome. That is so cool. Thank you so much for that, bud. Next we have no name. Is there a name? No. It said you received it via Amazon, so maybe there's a. I want to see who it is before I look at it. It is from Hey Doug, Merry Xmas. I appreciate your content and your hard work. Hope you enjoy these and hope to see you wearing them on future videos. If these happen to not be in your taste, feel free to give to a fan. Mike Vera. I love you, bud. If you don't know who Mike Vera is, he's the one with the very funny dad jokes because he's a nut. Hey, they're black. It's black, so I love wearing black shirts. Let's see what he sent me. Oh, dude, I love it. Dude, I love it. Look at this shirt. Oh, I'm wearing this. I am 100% wearing this. Dude, I love it. Thank you so much, Mike. Both back-to-back mics. And then finally, the big box. This is from James Fell. James, what did you send me? What is in this big box? It sounds like something I love. And it's in a huge box. And if you guys have been following me for a hot minute, my favorite pastime, and I've been sent, someone did send me something similar to this. I love Legos. Huge Lego fan. Huge. So let's see what this is. I appreciate the care. I just got a paper cut. I appreciate the care taken into this. Dude! No. No flipping way. No way. Oh my God. Dude, no way. Gotta get it out of the box. Oh my God. It's the Batwing. You're out of your mind. Oh my gosh, you're out of your mind. I'm bleeding. I got a paper cut on my thumb. You're out of your mind. Thank you so much. The fidget spinner, the awesome t-shirt, and the Legos. Dude, thank you so much, guys. Don't ever feel like you need to send me anything. I am okay with a letter. I'm okay with, hey, how are you? Dude, that's absolutely nuts. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you tomorrow in the power rankings. But again, comment below. Let me know if you'd like, more updates on the playoff standings, all that stuff. But like usual, stay classy. My friends out.